G'day guys, it's Mark here and welcome back to the Iron Empire. Now in this episode, we're back on the WannaBe Sandman. We continue on with assembly, we do some blackouts in the door jamb. Let's try and get this thing ready for summer. Alright guys, now we are back down in Jake's Chop Shop and we are getting stuck into the WB WannaBe Sandman Ute. Now as you can see, it's looking a little bit sorry. It's been sitting here unattended since the last video, which was months ago, absolutely covered in dust. I'm probably going to spend just as much time cleaning the bloody thing as I will working on it, which is what happened last time. But nevertheless, I want to give this thing a clean up and then we're going to start trying to continue assembling this thing. Now, the last thing that's left to do on the car in regard to paint is all the blackouts around the window frames. I'm going to do a little bit of assembly first, and then the last thing I'll do is get that in the booth and get them painted so that it can dry and doesn't mess me up for the rest of the day, because if I paint it first, I can't work on the car. So we're going to start trying to make this thing look a little bit more like a complete car. I've already ordered some parts this morning, so hopefully we can get this project up and running and get it on the road for summer. So anyway, let's get stuck into it. Let's start off with a big old-fashioned cleanup. Quickly, we're going to have a look at a car that Jake's been working on, the VK. He's done it, this has had an LS conversion, he's done a smooth engine bay, very similar build to his video, and they're doing the first fire up now. So our first drive, the owners take it for a spin to see that it works and is a thing. So let's check this thing out too. All right, so after I've spent most of the day just farting around, just assembling little bits and pieces of finicky shit like the door latches and stuff, so we can get in and out of the car once the windows are up and everything. I spent more time looking for stuff than actually working. Really frustrating, but that's because it's been too long between sessions on this thing. But I'm going to finally get stuck into doing some blackouts. So the way I'm going to handle this, Jake's a little bit going on in the booth, so I'm going to spray it out here in the workshop. It's not a big deal. I'm going to do satin blackouts on this car, which goes against the factory gloss black. It's one thing I always think that Holden got a little bit wrong. They done gloss blackouts, and it's not my style. I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on it, so I'm going to satin black. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to handle these. I'm going to take care of the door window frames first. This one and that one, and then come in again and paint the blackouts around the actual frame and the all the trims on another day. So that way I'm not trying to do too much masking with wet paint in and out of door jambs. It's an absolute nightmare doing it that way, and this is the way I'm planning to do it. So if we can get these window frames masked up and painted today, I'll be wrapped. Let's get stuck into that. So these window frames have now dried. They've satined off really nice. I'm super happy with the outcome. They look so good. I've now let them dry right off. They've got a bit of rocket hardener in them, so they dry a lot quicker. And I was gonna head out, but I've decided I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna get these, I'm gonna get the door jambs painted black, and also the across the front of this dash, so that next time I'm down, we can proceed. We can put the hood lining in, glass can go in, door jamb, trims, rubbers, gaskets, all that sort of stuff. It's all going to keep moving forward. So push through. I've started masking this side up. Let's get stuck into the other side too. All right, guys, now we are only one coat away from finishing up for the night. I'm really happy with how this is all coming out. So for those of you who are looking at the satin black and wondering how it's gone down as gloss, so there's actually a matting agent in the paint itself. So when you spray it down, particularly like this 2-pack stuff, it's not quite as forgiving. If you use like a rattle pack or like an acrylic, you can sort of almost dust it on and go a little bit, you know, don't have to be the best painter to get that a nice finish. It will flatten off. But with this 2-pack stuff, you really want to lay it on as if it's like a gloss finish. You want a nice glossy finish, nice and uniform, and then you literally can see it turning satin pretty much as you watch it. Sort of these door frames took about maybe half an hour to satin off, and I've been now sitting for a few hours, so they're actually dry enough that I can now mask around them. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to go with the satin black on this car because I think that the satin blackouts look far better. It really sets off that contrast between the gloss color and then the satin and the black. It doesn't sort of get lost with all the shine. You really can't see that real defined edge, and I already wanted that to really pop. And obviously we've got a super impact color in this Panama green. Man, I am absolutely stoked with how this is coming up. So I can't wait till I get back here next time. I can clean up them windows properly, start putting all the door trims on, all the window sills, that sort of stuff, and the assembly will start to really ramp up now. Okay, so real quickly, just before I finish up now, guys, I want to show you the unmasking process. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but with 2-pack, you want to get the timing right. It's not sort of a narrow window, but you want to sort of do it before it hardens right up. If you walk away, leave it till the next day or like the next week, especially if you're doing a color next to a color or a repair on a panel, you want to unmask it at the right time, which will allow the paint to roll over. That edge will just roll over. Otherwise, it will leave a bit of a kick up or a sharp edge, and that can chip or can even chip as you unmask if you're not careful. So you want to sort of unmask at the right time. Another reason why you want to unmask at the right time is that if you're a little bit clumsy like me, I had a little bit of a blow through here. Let's see if you can see that small spot just there. A bit of paint got through. If you get this in time, just a little bit of thinners on the rag will just get that straight off while it's still soft. But if you wait until tomorrow, it's going to take a hell of a lot more to get that off. Now, the last thing I'll mention is when you are unmasking something like this, where you're putting some blackouts on a car, or you're going to go a different color over another color, you want to unmask with the tape pulling the way that the mask is. You don't want to pull away or over it. It's designed to cut through that paint. So we'll show you here. We're just going to pull it down and we'll get a really crisp, clean edge. It's going to look perfect. Guys, that is a wrap on this episode. Now, obviously, we didn't get a massive amount done, but we are chipping away, and that's the main thing. I'm really keen to be out back on the Sandman. I'm going to keep smashing this until it's ready. Now, hopefully you guys picked up a few hints and tricks along the way, but don't follow me. I'm just a rookie. That's going to be it for this episode, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please check out the online store if you want to support the channel, and I will see you all on an upcoming episode of the Iron Empire. Cheers, guys.